Hi everyone, today I'll be sharing my Lahori Channa recipe in an instant pot with you. To begin, you obviously need an instant pot, and then I have 3 cups of channa soaked for overnight. So you see the measuring cup right beside it, which is only one measuring cup. I used about 3 of those and soaked them overnight in plenty of water. Also, to make these, we will be needing baking soda, and make sure they've been soaked all night for at least 8 hours. And then I throw the water from the night before out and add 1 tablespoon of baking soda into the channa, and then I'll show you how I'll be adding more water. This time I'll only add enough water to cook the channas in. So there, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and in the fresh water I'll leave the channa soaking for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just make sure that it's soaked only for 10 to 15 minutes before you cook it. It has been soaked overnight, so the channa has absorbed enough water in it. This is just to soak it in the baking soda, and I'm adding about 3.5 cups of water here. As you can see, it's just enough to cover the channa, not too much water, because otherwise it will have a lot of gravy, and we don't want that for this particular recipe. This recipe works best with fresh channa, so just make sure you use fresh rather than the canned channa. You will get the taste, but you won't get the right texture, and especially when you make it in an instant pot. Now I'll show you all the spices I'll be using. So I have 3 cups of channa soaked in 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and then I have pink salt, 1.5 tablespoon. I have 1 tablespoon of garam masala, 1.5 tablespoon of red chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and a tablespoon of coriander powder, and then half a cup of oil. This recipe requires actually a lot of oil, but instant pot, I find half a cup works really well for 3 cups of channa. And then I just turn this instant pot on saute mode on normal heat, and add the cumin seeds to the pot. And once the pot is a little warm, I'll add half a cup of oil in there. And once I add the oil, right away I will go ahead and add the red chili powder. So again, I'll be using the regular chili powder because we like the spicy flavor, and we do need the chili powder for the smoky flavor the channa gets. But if you want, you can use Kashmiri red chili powder, which is milder than the regular chili powder. And also, if you want, you can add a teaspoon of black pepper, a crushed black pepper as well. Again, it's really up to how spicy you like it. So to this step, I now will stir fry the chili powder in the oil. Again, we just want to make sure that it is cooking but not burning. So you can see I'm constantly stirring the chili powder in the oil, and I find when I add the cumin seed, it prevents it from burning too much. And there, I'm just going to add a bit of water, a couple of tablespoons, again, so I can cook the chili powder into the oil, because that's what really gives the channa the flavor. And as I add the water, I continue stirring until I feel okay. Now I can. It smells really fragrant, like it's not a burning smell. It is a nice chili smell. And then you can see the color. So once the oil gets to that color, I will add the channa soaked in the baking soda water. So again, if you're following the recipe, you'll see how I've added the channa and the baking soda into the channa, and had it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes, right? So there, now you can see it's getting a nice maroonish orangish color, And at this point I will go ahead and add. Again, you just have to I'm trying to keep it like very slow and steady so you can see this process, because this is the most important step in cooking this. Very simple, but if you get this wrong, or if you leave this unattended, you will have the burnt chili powder in there. So you just need to make sure you're stir frying it really well and preventing it from getting burnt. And there I'm just going to add the water with the baking soda and the channa, and you can see how much gravy we have, and this is exactly how much we need. If we have more, we might not get the end results we want. So there, just give it a quick mix, and at this point I will add the other spices, which are just salt and the coriander powder. So just the salt, and then I'll add the coriander powder. Again, you don't have to wait for it to start boiling or cooking. Once you've added the other two ingredients, which are salt and coriander powder, you can just cover and pressure cook it for about 10 minutes. Again, because it was soaked in baking soda, you don't need to cook it for longer than that. And even if you need to, you can just cook it with the uncovered basically. So we just cover the pot now, and again put it on sealing, and choose the multi-grain setting, which I find works the best with dals and any sort of grain I'm cooking. So multi-grain, and then only for 10 minutes. And once the timer is off, I just turn it off and let it sit on or naturally release the steam. But if you're in a rush, you can, but you know what I find, if I release the steam on my own, it creates like a bit of a mess. So I just let it sit for at least half an hour and then release the steam, and you'll see this is what it looks like. And now I will just turn the Instant Pot on again on saute. So you can see I'm just going to mix everything together again. I do have a bit of a gravy, but very carefully just listen to the next step, which is just to mash about 25 to 30% of the channa. You can see it's fully cooked. I'll show you there. Once I press it, it's very soft. Again, I'm just going to, with the spoon, mash the channa in the pot. I don't need to use a grinder or any other utensil to do this. Just with the spoon like that, I'm just going to mash it against the wall of the pot. And again, not all, like a lot of it, just about 30%. Usually if I cook it for longer than 10 minutes, I find it just gets mushy on its own, so I don't even need to do this. And then the watery gravy you see will turn into sort of like a thick masala. So you can see now it's since I had it on saute again on normal heat setting, it started boiling again, and you can see the gravy got thicker just from the mashed channa. And we're done at this point. Now you just need to add 1 tablespoon of the garam masala, which I showed you earlier. And after you serve it, you can garnish it with coriander, fresh coriander chopped, and then some chopped onions also. So there's the garam masala I just added. So yeah, you just garnish it with coriander, if you want, just chopped onion, tomatoes, chilies, just to, you know, give it more of like a crunch. And but that's only if you like any veggies in there. Otherwise it tastes fine as it is. You can have it with naan, roti, or I even enjoy it with samosas. Just make like a samosa chaat, and yeah, it works really well with like puris, naans, rotis, or just as it is. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Again, a very simple recipe, but I had to make the video this long just to slowly show you all the steps. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and share, and if you want the recipe where I cook the same channa style with the canned channa, I will add a link at the bottom. This is just showing you the channa that goes really well with just the potato curry and some puris. Take care. Bye now.